Hi, I'm Leanne. I'm a Lightworker and a mother to 3 special girls. I strive to continue learning, growing, and to collect new skills. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, and Akashic record reader and energy healer. I am so excited to share what I've learned and what I'm going to learn and the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Welcome to Life of a Lightworker podcast. Hello, thank you for joining me. I know it's been a while since I've made an episode. It's been one heck of a year. I think all of us would agree on that, on the broad sense. It's been one for the books. So I'm going to start by pulling a card. This is a deck I got a few months ago. I really like it. It's by Colette Baron Reid. It's called Guides of the Hidden Realms. I find Colette's cards have really amazing guidebooks. Some cards are just, in other decks, are so beautiful, and you read the book and it makes sense, but for Colette's, they just hit so hard. They are every single deck I have of hers is so good, and they're my favorite decks. They are, for me, in my energy, they're so jumpy. The way the cards are made, they don't stick to each other. The energy connects with mine really well, so I totally recommend buying one of her decks if you have the chance. I really, really like them. And a lot of times she does her own artwork too, and I find people that do their own artwork, the decks just connect and the energy flows, and it doesn't necessarily matter if the artwork is pleasing to your eye, if you are drawn to them, if you would rather have them in. It's not about whether it's in your house or not. It has to do with the energy and that connection and that strength, and I find these are really strong for me and my energy, and the people that I know that have had this deck, they really like it too, and they have similar things to say, so that's my recommendation. So my intention is, what do the people that are listening to this need to hear right now? What do we need to know? Oh, there's the card that flew out. This one's called All the Time in the World. It's card number 28, and on the card it says having enough time and time management. And let's go find that card in the book. Another really good thing about Colette's cards that I've noticed, the ones that I have, there's a number on the card, and it makes it really easy to find in the book. So I love that as well. The key concepts are the quality of time, stretching time, man-made versus natural time, running out of time, time management, slowing down, too much focus on the future. Natural time is a fluid state of being, capable of expanding and contracting according to the person who experiences it. Our earliest ancestors knew time through cycles they observed in the natural world and tracked their life by the cosmos. That said, through our rich human imagination, we discovered many variations of describing the years, days, minutes, and building systems around them. But if you allow the modern calendar and ticking clock to dictate your experiences, they'll impose unnecessary restrictions on yourself. Maybe rush things along and miss important steps. Time is not running out for you. Your heart knows the truth, but your ego demands that everything happens right now. You have all the space in the world to complete things, achieve things, and experience the success of your intention. Timelessness is actually the truest nature of time. Your only task now is to surrender the clock and be fully present in what you're doing. There is more to be done, so be right here, right now. Time is on your side, and all is more than well. For me, I feel like this card is representative of us as a society right now, and a lot of us individually as well. We're in an in-between phase, and we want to get through this uncomfortable spot and rush to where we're going to be. But where we are we're here for a reason, and there is something to be experienced and learned, and it's important to stay in this moment because I feel like if you don't stay in the transition moment long enough, the end result isn't the same. It's not as rich, it's not as appreciated, it's not as big and wonderful as it could be. It's not quite on path, not quite on a line. So having that in between at the required length is important. So by feeling like we're rushing through it, we're not, even if the time necessarily doesn't change, you're in it for a week, you're in it for a month, or whatever it is. If you feel like you're pushing to try to get out of it, you're not actually experiencing it and you're not getting out of it what you need to. So that transition phase may last longer because it's not about the length of time per se, it's what you are getting out of it, what you are putting into it, that experience, that necessary learning phase in order to move on. So being present and connecting to something that's joyful and good right now and today, and maybe taking a step towards the future, but not rushing and pushing. Taking planning and steps that you want to go towards, but try not to force, try not to push the hand. It's more feeling the energy around you, and even when you run up against resistance where it's you hit a wall, take a step back and look down into the ground where you are and experience that ground, because maybe that wall, you need to wait for that wall to move away before you move forward. Pressing up against it just wastes your energy, and maybe you'll be there even longer because you're not where you need to be. And I want to emphasize that this isn't a place of inaction. This is a place of acting today, not acting for the future, not acting for the past, but it's acting for today. So that's also being present in the moment. And we are responding more so than, and the reaction before was the wrong word. We're responding for what's going on today and taking action towards what we want, what we desire, what we love. Some actionable steps that we can use to help stay in the moment. Well, now that it's spring, going outside, that's one of the perfect things. Especially where I am, the snow is gone or mostly gone. It's warmer out and it's easier to be outside. So spending more time outside, putting your feet on the earth, putting your hands on the earth, or something that's connected to the earth. So the soil, the rocks, the trees, plants, being around things that are natural in your area. When you start worrying or overthinking about the future, ask yourself, what is one actionable step that I can do today to help the future me? So whether that's maybe planning, maybe it could be organizing, it could be writing down the steps of the steps you would like to take so it's all on paper. It could be taking time to yourself to rest. Maybe in the future, you're going to be busy. You're going to require more energy from yourself. So take this time to fuel yourself up. Think about what you want, who you have to be in order to bring in what you want, to make what you want, and think, what can you do today? Yeah, you don't have all the things to bring in what you want from the future, and that's part of life. We keep gathering, we keep taking steps towards what we want to bring into the world. So what can you do today? And there's a large variety of things. For me, I'm being called to rest, to focus on myself, and to fuel myself, as well as when I am fueling myself, when I'm connected to myself, it's easier to follow the nudges of the universe. It's easier to feel those little pulls and pushes that guide you towards what you need to do, giving those little bits of inspiration. So I am attempting to spend more time on myself and I am focusing more on myself. And it's about the effort. Sometimes but lots of times we don't do all the things we want to do. Like what would be the best thing for my energy would be to spend an hour of meditating every day. With my life, the way it is with my family, that would be very challenging. But spending half an hour or half an hour every 2 days, that is doable. That I can handle, that's manageable. And not giving yourself what you quote unquote should be doing, and doing all of it right now, you can take a little step. You can take an eighth of that, bring it into today so it feels manageable. And when you feel like you could do more, you can move it to a quarter and 3/4 and so on and so forth. You don't need to take that big chunk and change your life so that it's hard to keep it up. You want something that is manageable that you can do every day. So breaking it off into little chunks. And when you start taking the actionable steps in your day today, you start to realize what things are easeful, what is not easeful, where the restrictions are, the things that might be holding you back, and examining them to see, is this something I could possibly change? Could I modify? Could I shift? Does the plan, is that what needs to be shifted and changed? So it gives you a chance to explore and dive deeper into it. So it's not surface level, there's lots of layers, and we're exploring all these layers. I'm just going to see if there's another piece of advice from my guides, from the records, that would be helpful. And I feel like clawing back our energy, bringing back our energy, all the things that are sucking all of our energy away, our attention away. I feel a big pull for social media, for different types of media that are grabbing our attention and taking our time away. And everything in moderation is great, but when it's multiple hours a day where it's not fueling you, it ends up draining you. And even if you don't notice it just one day, it has a cumulative effect and it does drain you. And cutting down, and you don't have to stop cold turkey or by any means, but starting to whittle down and using that time for something else that's for you. And you can start to transition, and it won't feel like you don't have enough time because you're just shifting the things you have to help make time, create time, to your energy and your attention, your focus. Where are you going to put it? And consciously decide, am I going to just give it away? Am I going to funnel it into places where you can get energy back? Or as in like maybe helping somebody and then you feel really good about helping somebody. If you are helping yourself and filling your cup, or if you're just giving it away and it just goes out into the universe, which could be good too. Or you're giving it away to a specific person or business. Be consciously aware of where you're putting attention, because that's energy. And I feel like a lot of us are very depleted, and it feels like our energy would be best if we protected it and guarded it a little bit more than we have been, so that we can fill ourselves up. Once you are fully up, then you don't need to worry about it as much because you have that surplus, you have that reserve. But a lot of us don't have that reserve right now. So really being aware of where these energy drains in our life are and working on ways to contain them so they don't overtake, and we're in control, not our energy takers. I feel like those of us who necessarily don't have a choice and you have to give your energy away, let's say if you have small children, you got to. There's no way. They have to stay alive. It's just the way it is. Finding other ways to carve out time to be alone is really important. having people in your life that can help carve that time is really important. So building friendships with other people you might be able to do babysitting trades with in order to get that time. Be creative. Ask questions to other people around you and see if they have any other ideas that might be helpful for you. Getting that community, getting that all these inputs from other people and collecting ideas. Brainstorm and then feel what's right, try things out, and explore. I feel like this time is about exploring, getting creative, getting curious, and not doing the same thing you've always done. Or changing things up, because if you don't change anything, nothing can change in the future. And we want things to change in the future, correct? So then we have to change our actions, change our thoughts, our patterns. So taking steps to make these changes, because the world just doesn't change us instantly. If a big event happens where the world changes and we don't, it's not going to mesh well. We're not going to have an easy time with any sort of change because we're not changing with the earth. And we want to change with her. So taking steps to gradually change is going to be a lot easier on our energy and our minds and our systems. Thank you for joining me, and I hope I can make this a more regular occurrence because this was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed myself. So I have to carve time in my calendar to do this. All right, I will talk to you next time. I hope you have a beautiful day.